you can feel relief from your aches and pains, manage your suffering, reclaim autonomy in your own self-health care. That's a big deal. I didn't decide to start governing my own health care until I realized that the sick care philosophy of my own country and of my own upbringing, my own conditioning, put me one foot in the grave.
Welcome to Season 6 of the Cannabis Truth Podcast, where we speak the language of cannabis freely and uncensored while educating our audience on safe use of this live plant therapy. You should know what's in your cannabis, what's good and what's not, because cannabis does not come with an FDA stamp of approval, yet. The information you will find here comes straight from scientists and clinicians, doing the work and reporting their findings in reputable outlets. Hopefully, we can inspire you to research the facts as we know them today. Cannabis is an amazing alternative in health remedies, with the potential to alleviate typical disease problems and troubling side effects, even those caused by synthetic prescriptions. Here now is the host of the Cannabis Truth Podcast. She is a 21st century cannabis shaman, not a doctor, not a scientist. Raised by nuns and wolves in the verdant cattle pastures of the Oklahoma oil fields, here to amplify the truth of this great big story of cannabis in historical, political, scientific, and spiritual terms, so you can make educated decisions about the medicine you choose to ingest. Please welcome Honey Smith-Walls.
Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Cannabis Truth Podcast. I'm your host, Honey Smith-Walls, and I've been doing this for a little over 6 years. Well, not just a little over. I'm so proud to be here with you. This journey has been really amazing. And if you don't mind, I'd just like to chat with you about it a little bit today. If you don't already know me, I've been hanging out on social media for 20 years now, maybe. You can Google me and you'll see that I've got a long time history of doing all kinds of things, working all kinds of programs, starting all kinds of little businesses, doing all sorts of things. I'm 71 now and have accumulated quite a few skills in all those years. All those trials and all those errors and all those successes and all those failures, all of them. And I was also not just me. I was never autonomous. And I'm not even sure I knew or understood what that word meant until just a few years ago. With the passing of my spouse. He was 90. And it just seemed to me I'd always been somebody's wife all my life. So finding any path for myself that seemed too individualistic was, that wasn't team spirit, it seemed. So now that I am on my own, and I'm not even really on my own, I live with my son and his two littles, and my grandkids are a huge part of my life now. I'm so pleased that I get to see at least the little ones grow up. I've got two more in the Navy, and they're on opposite sides of the U.S. One's on a submarine, the other's on a big ship. And I've got 5 dogs, 2 cats. I get out and drive everybody, well, my pack of dogs anyway, to the dog park over there at Stony Creek, not far from me, about 10 minutes away. And we're finally getting to know people since we've been living up here a couple of years. I try to do a Facebook Live video just about every day. If I'm not on there, on my own personal page, I do try to get over to a couple of groups and a business page, the Cannabis Truth business page for this podcast, which, by the way, doesn't get much visibility because you can't talk about Facebook you can't talk about cannabis on Facebook and get much visibility yet. Oh, there goes Max. That's my polydactyl 15-year-old Maine Coon. He's got 4 legs. No, yep, 4 legs. 4 legs, 6 feet, and 27 toes. Makes you wonder how he walks. Anyway, he's 15. He's run all over the place with me. And I've got another one, a big old yellow cat that's 15 as well. So I found myself up here, still doing my podcast. Finally, after spending the last 10 years in the cannabis industry as an advocate, interested in learning the science and the medicinal values of all the compounds in cannabis. I was also deeply interested in why we got from, its ancient historical use to prohibition of it. So I learned about the politics, its beautiful, long, rich history, how our American history's backbone was created from cannabis. It's true. And, wow. And it's just an amazing kind of blow your mind history that you've never heard in high school. And once you do realize how important cannabis has been to raising this nation up, well, you'll love it all the more. You'll just love it all the more. So about this time, I need to tell you that I wrote a book. It's called Healing Beyond High, and Cannabis Truth. After the byline is after the podcast, of course. But Healing Beyond High is where we actually begin to understand the medicinal value of this plant. And after a decade of spending time with scientists and medical professionals in the cannabis industry who have been studying this and making their own discoveries about it, well, you begin to understand that this plant will be able to do so much for you that polypharmacy, lots of different prescriptions, cannot. So once we really began to take a look at what we're ingesting, both from big pharma, whether it's in a prescription or whether we're buying it over the counter, we need to take a look at how that has affected our health and how maybe plant medicine could serve us better. And that's what this book is about, helping you understand this particular plant so that you can feel relief from your aches and pains, manage your suffering, reclaim autonomy in your own self-health care. That's a big deal. I didn't decide to start governing my own health care until I realized that the sick care philosophy of my own country and of my own upbringing, my own conditioning, put me one foot in the grave. You can read my story in the book. It's, I was really sick. I started using cannabis. It made me feel better, and then I got sicker and sicker. And there's a reason for that, and you'll find out why in here. And for those of you who already know me and hear me lecture all the time, well, you know my story, but I don't want to spend time with you right here, right now, telling you all of that again when you can read it in about 5 minutes in a chapter in my book. And go on to the more important stuff, which is finding out how to relieve yourself with this gentle plant therapy. Now, it's true that the recreational side of this plant has sort of usurped everything, and people don't understand the value of learning the medicinal side of it and staying in the medicinal side of cannabis. But there is tremendous educational value and support in the medicinal side of cannabis. There are several factions of cannabis: recreational, medicinal, scientific, industrial. There's advertising in cannabis. There's marketing in cannabis. There's the legacy market in cannabis, what we used to call the black market. It has a new name, the legacy market. And we even, the language in cannabis is its own creature too. And it is revolving and undulating, much like the laws of cannabis, the politics of cannabis. There is so much to understand globally about this plant and how we're going to use it. It's up to us to decide how we want to use it. So for those of us in the medicinal side, I don't want to see it completely gangbanged, if you will, by recreational or by big pharma or by alcohol or usurped by any other industry, like cotton or paper or, any of that stuff. So there is a huge global view of cannabis and how it is already affecting our world and every society around the globe. And it's fascinating to watch.
Yeah, honey, no.
Hi, Honey Smith Walls here. I'm host of the Cannabis Truth podcast, weekly for the past 6 years. But today I'm inviting you to a Facebook group called the Holistic Relief Summit, in hopes that you too will come for the peace and stay for the epiphanies. It's a beautiful space for women to find all kinds of relief from all kinds of suffering. Come join us for free.
Well, hello, I'm Dr. Philip Blair, and I want to introduce you to Honey Smith Walls. And she recently had an experience with beta caryophyllene.
For years, I've been dealing with lots of arthritis pain and pain from neuropathy that has not been resolved through other prescriptive methods. As an advocate educator in the cannabis industry, I learn lots of interesting information about the compounds within the plants, and one of those turned out to be beta caryophyllene.
What was your first dose like?
I was gobsmacked, absolutely gobsmacked. It has given me my future back.
I want to get it out to everybody too. I want to get it out to the whole world, as a matter of fact. It has so many mitigating factors for all the stresses of life and pain and diseases. It is unbelievable, the spectrum of care that it can provide.
I'd like to speak to you, dear ladies, in my audience. You guys can listen if you want, it's all right. But really, I want to talk to the women because that's who I have begun helping more specifically. Women of a certain age after their bodies have matured from menopausal staging, from their first period on. I'm talking to those women who need to learn how to calm their anxiety. If they're an older age, that anxiety has come from our own upbringing and gaslighting. If you're a younger age, you may not have suffered as much gaslighting as we have, but you still suffer the stresses of living as a woman on this planet. I would like for you, darlings, to consider joining this movement that has begun around the planet to lift women. But you'll have to tune out of a few things in order to hear what's going on. So there is a movement of women rising, and I want you to come be a part of it. Won't you come help us lift each other up into our society, taking our own health care back into our domain, our own power is incredibly important, because big pharma only cares about their bottom dollar, not about healing anybody. This plant, on the other hand, binds all of its compounds in this plant binds perfectly inside our bodies for a reason. There's a reason this plant works so well inside our human and animal bodies. Our animals need this too. I say need for a reason. You'll find out that reason. We need these compounds in our body. And we have been forbidden to use them for 100 years. You'll find out why in here. It's only 116 pages, but you will suddenly know more than 99% of the doctors on this planet when you read 116 pages of what it took me a decade to understand and bring to you. I'm really proud. This brings the scientific jargon, the medicinal, understanding and all of that language to you in a much more digestible language that you'll be able to understand easily. Because it is new language. There's new language around cannabis. And so I help you understand that and parse the terms. I help you understand how to use this plant safely and efficiently for yourself. Whether you want that high, that beautiful euphoria that I love, and control, or not. You can totally control the high that comes from THC, the compound that gives you euphoria. You can control that. But if you need the power of its pain relief, you can use it, because you'll understand the alchemy and how to tame THC from reading just this little book. You'll understand that microdosing helps us tame THC and stay in control. You'll understand the formulation to controlling THC, and it's as easy as putting butter and syrup on pancakes. It really, really is. But you have to understand a few things to get there. And this little book, it not only explains all that, but gives you my trusted sources, the doctors and nurses and scientists and pharmacist doctors. That's even a new brand of doctor, pharmacist doctors. People who go into pharmacy to study the compounds that we ingest. And they have to know thousands of them to be able to just spit out the information of them just like that. They study for years and years and years the compounds, and now they're studying cannabis too. Pharmacist doctors. I think it's from the Maryland University or Boston University of Pharmacy, our premier pharmacy college. Anyway, I may have gotten those names a little bit mixed up, but you get my point. There are lots of medical professionals that I have named in this book for you to begin understanding who the leaders are in cannabis medicine and science. And you can get to them through LinkedIn and on Facebook and other social media, but you'll understand where to find them from the links that I supply for you. And I talk about them all the time because I know them. I go to conferences with them. I see them there. We talk about stuff in cannabis all the time. I know these people, and I know that you can trust them because I know what their intentions are. And truly, it is do no harm and help you find relief for your suffering. 116 pages in Healing Beyond High. Christmas is coming up. Get it for your family. Thanksgiving is coming up. Get it for your family so that that beautiful Thanksgiving dinner will be filled with gratitude and calmness and peace and loving. And the same for Christmas. Get some for your family and share them because you want your family to understand how to help themselves. This little book will be a treasured book for the rest of their lives. I can't wait for you to see it. I can't wait for you to read it and understand it. And then you're going to have a lot more questions for me, I'm sure. So I've been busy. I've been busy creating another outlet for you to find out more about using cannabis for yourself. I've also been talking about women rising a lot and helping other women. Well, I'm 71 years old. I just published this book. I just got this book last month in my hot little hands. You can find it on Amazon. You can go to Book Baby and find it, which is my publisher, Book Baby, and find it. And I'll leave links, and there's all kinds of links that'll be available for you. You can find me all over the socials, and just Google Healing Beyond High. You'll see, by Honey Smith Walls. And you'll begin to understand who I really am and what I'm really trying to do at this tender age of 71. I'm just finding out what autonomy means for myself, what it means to build a real business and the structure that's needed, the background bones of a business that's needed for you to be a success. And that's part of my helping other women rise. And so I invested in myself and went back to school. And through this school, I've been meeting these other beautiful business women, and some of them are more savvy on the computer than others. Some of them are really fast and know where to dart with their little eyes and where to click and how to do this and that. And you know, it's just amazing to watch them and to watch them rise. Well, they don't just rush off and leave us. They extend a hand and they say, oh yeah, I do this by blah, blah, blah. And this is how I do that. And yeah, I'll spend a little time with you and show you it's easy. And that's what I've been doing. Spending a little time with some of my business sisters, helping them rise and, you know, stay up with the rest of us. What is easy for me to do in just a few minutes has been a real block for them. And so once I realized that, well, I just go back and say, hey, let's get together for a minute on Zoom. I'll show you how to do that. And then bing, bada, boom, there it is, done. And you can go on to the next task and get that off your plate. Part of my own rising has been spending time with these beautiful other women who are a little more advanced than me. And that means shutting off the TV, turning off the terrible politics, getting rid of the chaos and the people who create chaos in my own circle, wading through what I really need to be listening to and finding the good stuff. And this is where I want to tell you that I've discovered the joy and beauty and amazing education of listening to mentors, those people who I really resonate with. And surprisingly, more of them have been male than female. But those male mentors led me to this incredibly beautiful tribe of women, this beautiful feminine space that I love so much, where I can be me and vulnerable. That's why I work with women now. I choose to work with women because I can be my own vulnerable self without feeling like I'm going to be gaslighted or criticized. And yet it is these beautiful men who have led me to this space. So you see, it's not that I'm railing against men, it's that I just love being in the feminine now that I can, now that I am autonomous, now that my husband is gone and I can govern my own life and choose what I want to hear and listen to. When you're with somebody else, you often, just allow whatever it is that they're listening to into your circle of, listening. And I've done that as long as I've been a wife, and I've been a wife as long as I can remember, since my 20s. So it's lovely to have autonomy and understand what that means now. And in this autonomy, I am learning that I need to take back the governance and management of my own health, that I need to be responsible for what I am thinking, that not everything I thought I could trust because it simply wasn't true, and that I need to replace the influence of the most important people I am around constantly with goodness and uplifting and forward thinking and focus on what I'm trying to do. And what I'm trying to do is lift you. So this is all to say that at this tender age of 71, you can find yourself and thrive. You don't have to just survive your world. You can learn to thrive. And you can make that journey, that path, a little bit faster if you shut out the chaos that's happening around our world and begin focusing on what truly matters. And you have to calm the chaos in your mind so that you can have space to focus. Mentors have helped me do this. Mentors like Eckhart Tolle, Joe Dispenza, Panache Desai, Sharda Devi, Jackie Dickens Walker, Ariane Durand de Sol is what I want to say is her last name, but I may have messed that up. It's French. Anyway, we choose our mentors, and I've been choosing mine over the last, I'd say 3 years, who have really, really, really helped me level up my entire world. I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. I'm thriving. And I'm not living in fear anymore, which was how I'd say the first 65, 67 years of my life went. Living in fear and anxiety, didn't even know I was such an anxious woman until I found relief and peace. And then I was horrified to think that I'd been living so long in fight or flight and that I had brought on so much illness to my body because of it. One of my mentors makes us draw while we're listening. And this is one of the things that came out of me, and it often, as we're drawing, helps us see our future. Now, this is only meaningful to me, but what came of this is a new little business that I've created for women who are more mature in age, who may have not gone through college and taken all of the business courses that they wanted. So this is a busy little thing, I realize. And it has to do with multi-factions of starting my own business and how colorful I am and how creative and multifaceted I am and what I'm doing. So I was drawing this, and what came out of it was a new logo for a new little business of courses that I'm creating to help women just starting their entrepreneurial journey. You may not understand how to do this and that, but you may realize that you may understand the steps to get there, but you may not be able to do one or two of those without a little hand holding. So that's where I've been the last 6 months. I've been hand holding a bunch of my mature business sisters' hands and helping them get past some of those little pitfalls of building your own business blocks. Like maybe you need some graphics for your Facebook. Maybe you need some promos for your other social media. Maybe you need, to understand how to cut and paste and put a picture where it needs to go in Canva and then drag some words around it so that you can make your own. Canva is so much fun. If you don't know what that is and you're an entrepreneur, then I can't wait to brighten up your world. And so when another day came and my mentor, Jackie Dickens Walker, was talking to us and inspiring us with other stories and uplifting thoughts the way a good mentor does, and helping us focus on our own journey the way a good mentor does, then she inspired me to draw this. Now, I don't know if you can see, and it says be me, B-E-E, me, E-E. And this inspired another part of this program. And its message is telling me, go ahead, just be me. Just be me. And so that's who you're getting today and every day. You're just getting me. And I'm here to help you, to uplift whatever it is that you're doing in your life to thrive, not just survive. And I have found that thriving is easy by managing my pain and suffering and my anxiety and my arthritis in my hands and my neuropathy in my fingers and my, all this stuff going on inside my spirituality and everything with cannabis. That's how I manage my pain. And that doesn't mean that I'm just walking around, lit like a fire all day long. Oh, heavens, no. And I don't have any brain fog. I'm focused. I'm working my businesses. I'm creating all kinds of different uplifting programs to help others. I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but it's significant to me because wait till you find out what those programs are and how they may benefit you. Well, they're coming soon. All I have to do is attach a calendar to the payment system and they're going to be ready. It's a new little program called Honey's Help, and you're going to find it at honeyshelp.com. You'll find a link to my book there. You'll find a link to my cannabis program there. You'll find a link to my Canva program there where you can learn to do all kinds of, well, this was hand drawn, but you'll find that you can do this sort of stuff in Canva on your computer for free, and you don't even have to know a thing about it. I can show you how to play in Canva to your heart's delight in 5 minutes. It's true. But you'll need to know where to pick the little buttons out, and that's a little bit of hand holding goes a long way in a program like that. Just as it will in my cannabis program. Once you read my book, yes, you'll know more than 99% of the doctors on the planet, but you're still going to have 1,000 questions. And it's so much easier if you have somebody's hand to hold while you're going through this discovery process, trying to find your own sweet spot using medicines that are new to you and trying to figure it all out, where you can buy, who you can buy from, who you can trust, how to know how much to dose for yourself, how to microdose, how to do the formulations and the alchemy of it that's, I promise you, as easy as putting butter on pancakes, along with pouring syrup all over it too. Can't do without one or the other. And my grandfather used to put peanut butter on it too. Woo! Peanut butter on pancakes. Can you imagine? With butter and syrup. Anyway, alchemy can be fun and taste delicious. So y'all know about making your French fries taste better with ketchup and salt and all of that stuff. That's alchemy. There's a little bit of alchemy with cannabis too, because it's got hundreds of cannabinoids in it, and each one has medicinal effects. And you've got a receptor system in your body that loves every single one of those little itty-bitty compounds. And that's why you want to read the book and find out more. So, okay, now that you know what I'm doing and that I've got new programs coming out for you, I'll be talking more about it. Go find me on Facebook. That's where I'm talking more and more about this. And then you'll be able to link to any of those programs that you want. And I'll have information here too. You can go to honeyshelp.com right now. It's not quite finished, but you can go there if you want. honeyshelp.com, honeyshelp.com. And if you mix it up, you'll go to a bee farm. So come to my place instead, Honey's Help. You'll see me in all of my little programs that I'm creating to help other women rise. I'd love to see you in my programs and spend some time with you and help you get past those little itty bitty tasks that might be stomping your mind into. You don't have to do that. You can come get my help with those little tasks and we'll get through them in just a little time. That's all. Get you moving forward. Thank you for spending time with me today. I've so loved this journey with you. I'm so grateful to have you on my journey with me. It's always evolving. I love my life now, and I can give thanks to cannabis for that. For everybody I know now, for this beautiful tribe of intelligent people that I surround myself with, and for you. Thank you for being here on this journey with me. So, so much love to you. I'll see you next week, probably with a guest.
Honey knows, honey grows.
You've been listening to another Cannabis Truth podcast with 21st century cannabis shaman Honey Smith Walls. Using cannabis mindfully as medication is a different concept in Western healthcare philosophy, specifically over the past century. There's a lot to learn and reconsider. The scientific truth of cannabis is finally getting out and is wide open for all to see at respected medical sites like the National Library of Medicine at pubmed.gov. And the Journal of American Medical Association at JAMAnetwork.com. We here at the Cannabis Truth Podcast are right there in the thick of it, alongside the titans of medicine, as a fly on the wall. We are not doctors, nor did we go to medical school, but we have taken dozens of private cannabis courses and still engage in continuing education offered by expert cannabis scientists. Over the past few years, we slowly began to see and understand the bigger picture. Now we hear from people all day long about cannabis. It is so important to use verifiably safe products. The process of getting a diagnosis from your family doctor and taking your records to a cannabis specialist can lead you to the correct cannabinoid therapy for your specific issues. Otherwise, you're simply your own guinea pig looking for answers without the foundational knowledge or ability to determine your best strategy. To find a qualified cannabis expert in your area, visit cannabisclinicians.org. This is a national society of cannabis experts. Look for the link in the show notes. Unless otherwise proven by a reputable third-party lab test, please regard all street weed as contaminated. It may do grave harm to a patient with a delicate immune system who already has inflammatory issues like arthritis, IBS, fibromyalgia, or worse. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you find value and understanding through the conversations you've heard on this podcast.
A quick shout out to Nathan Pierce and Daniel Rome of the 406 Budcast and their brilliant tech goddesses who created what you're about to hear next.
She walked in with wisdom and a fire in her eyes, talking plant truth where the silence lies. From the roots to the bloom, she saw the light. Now she's teaching folks how to heal it right. Not afraid to challenge the tale of lazy myths and a system that failed. She's got science in one hand, stories in the other. Lifts up the voices they tried to smother. Honey knows, honey grows. Truth in the soil and love in the smoke. Speaking for the elders and the ones left behind. She's the shaman of the leaf with a warrior's mind. Yeah, honey knows how the healing flows. From Florida sun to digital waves, she's breaking down fear with every word she says. Cannabis truth, that's her battle cry. For the mamas and papas still scared to try. She ain't selling hype, she's serving facts. Taking big pharma to school with class. With a mic and a mission, she lights the way for the lost and the curious every day. Honey knows, honey grows. Truth in the bud and peace in the dose. Teaching the plant like a sacred art. From the ECS to the beating heart. Yeah, honey knows. How the healing flows. She's been burned by the system, lifted by the plant, giving voice to the ones who thought